Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, Napoleon Bonaparte, Julius Caesar. The end of the four great conquerors, full stories of their last battles or moments. Alexander the Great, the final push before Babylon. After conquering the Persian Empire and expanding his realm to the edges of India, Alexander the Great aimed to unite his vast empire. However, his relentless ambition drove him and his men to exhaustion. His final campaign, before returning to Babylon, was against the Malian tribes in modern-day Pakistan. During the siege of a Malian fortress, Alexander personally led an attack, scaling the walls ahead of his troops. He was severely wounded by an arrow that pierced his lung. Although he survived, the injury symbolized the limits of his human body. Upon returning to Babylon in 323 BC, Alexander held a grand banquet. Days later, he fell ill, possibly from malaria, typhoid fever, or even poisoning, and died at just 32. Second, Genghis Khan, the mysterious end during the Western Xia campaign. Genghis Khan's final campaign was against the Western Xia dynasty in 1227. Despite his advancing age, he led his forces with unyielding determination. The Western Xia had betrayed him by refusing to provide troops for his earlier campaigns, and Genghis sought to obliterate them. During the campaign, Genghis fell ill, or, according to some accounts, suffered injuries from a fall off his horse or an arrow wound. Despite his condition, he continued to command his forces, and the Mongols destroyed the Western Xia capital, ensuring their complete subjugation. Shortly after this victory, Genghis Khan passed away. His death was kept secret to prevent weakening the morale of his troops. To this day, his burial site remains a mystery, with legends claiming it was deliberately hidden to preserve his legacy. Third, Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon's last battle, the Battle of Waterloo, took place on June 18, 1815. After escaping exile on Elba, Napoleon rallied the French army in a daring attempt to reclaim his empire. Opposed by the Duke of Wellington and a coalition of European powers, Napoleon fought his final campaign in Belgium. At Waterloo, a combination of poor weather, miscommunication among his generals, and the timely arrival of Prussian reinforcements led to Napoleon's defeat. His once brilliant strategies faltered under the pressure of unified opposition. Following the loss, Napoleon abdicated and was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena. There, he spent the last 6 years of his life reflecting on his rise and fall, eventually dying in 1821, likely from stomach cancer. Fourth, Julius Caesar, the Ides of March and the betrayal of friends. Julius Caesar's end came not on the battlefield, but within the heart of Rome itself. In the years leading to his death, Caesar had achieved unmatched power, declaring himself dictator for life after his victories in the civil war against Pompey and other rivals. However, his concentration of power alienated the Senate, including his former ally Brutus. On March 15th, 44 BC, the infamous Ides of March, Caesar arrived at the Senate for a meeting. There, a group of senators, fearing the death of the Republic, ambushed him. Caesar was stabbed 23 times, with Brutus delivering one of the fatal blows. His last reported words, "Et tu, Brute," symbolized the ultimate betrayal by a trusted friend. Caesar's assassination plunged Rome into chaos, eventually leading to the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus.